And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Wednesday, June 15th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com, and here are some of the news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The federal bribery trial for Crow Creek Tribal Chairman Dwayne Big Eagle Sr. has been rescheduled from this week to August 1st. The Daily Republic newspaper reports that the federal prosecutors asked to reschedule the trial because a key witness in this case is being treated for cancer. Contractor Archie Bauman of Fort Pierre allegedly bribed Big Eagle. Big Eagle has pled not guilty to bribery and conspiracy counts that could land him in prison for 30 years if he's convicted. Several other tribal officials have been convicted in the case. Bauman earlier was sentenced to a year and 3 months in prison, $2,000 in restitution, and a $34,000 fine for his role. A former Maine police chief is going to spend 9 months in jail for his conviction on charges he stole more than $33,000 from the Passamaquoddy. The judge called the behavior of 42-year-old former Pleasant Point Police Chief Joseph Barnes a stunning betrayal. Prosecutors say Barnes took the money between April 2007 and May 2008 to fuel a gambling habit. Most of the money was spent at casinos in Connecticut and Louisiana. Barnes pled guilty in April. He was sentenced last week. Barnes resigned his police job as Pleasant Point Police Chief in May 2009 after being confronted about the missing money. A group is moving ahead with its efforts to bring an Indian casino to Lansing, Michigan. Ted Odell, chairman of Lansing Jobs Coalition, tells the Lansing State Journal that he was asking city council members to approve his request before trying a ballot issue. He wants to gather enough signatures to get it on the city's November ballot. In April, a group aiming to build casinos in Lansing and 6 other Michigan cities launched a process that could put the measure before state voters this fall. Michigan is Yours needs more than 300,000 signatures from registered voters across the state. The effort failed to make the 2010 state ballot. The Tonkawa Tribe of Oklahoma has paid $2 million to a Las Vegas gaming management company that alleged in a lawsuit that the tribe violated management agreements with the company when it took over control of 2 tribal casinos in north central Oklahoma and barred the company employees from them. Goffin Gaming, which had managed the Tonkawa Casino in Tonkawa and the tribe's City Lights Casino in Newkirk, Oklahoma, near the Kansas border since 2007, sued the tribe in March, alleging that tribal officials forcibly evicted Goffin and its employees from the casinos and took over their control. An attorney for Goffin, Mike McBride of Tulsa, said last Friday a settlement agreement was reached over the past week in U.S. District Court in Oklahoma City before a panel of the American Arbitration Association and before the Tonkawa Tribal Gaming Commission. The WinnaVegas Casino and Resort in western Iowa is closed because of the Missouri River flooding. The casino, operated by the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska near Sloan, temporarily closed its doors last Friday afternoon. The closure was announced on the WinnaVegas website. Workers had built an 8-foot berm around the casino to hold the river at bay. The river was rising because the Corps of Engineers is increasing the amount of water it releases from upstream reservoirs to deal with heavy rains and snowpack. The river is expected to crest above flood stage in Iowa and Nebraska this week, but the water will remain high into the fall. Hutke fields pictures a time when younger generations of Natchez people used his tribe's native tongue at ceremonies while sharing oral histories and during everyday talk at home. But Fields' vision is complicated by the fact that only 6 people out of about 10,000 members of the Natchez tribe in Oklahoma still speak the language. Fields is a participant in the Breath of Life project, a joint effort by experts from the University of Texas at Arlington and the University of Oklahoma, in which linguistics mentor American Indians so they can better recover endangered languages. It is modeled after a project at the University of California, Berkeley. After receiving no challengers, Bill Anoatubby will serve a seventh term as governor of the Ada-based Chickasaw Nation. It's the second time Anoatubby has gone unopposed in the election. Tribal officials say the filing date for the challengers passed on June 8th. Anoatubby began working for the American Indian Tribe in 1975 as its health services director and was elected as its lieutenant governor in 1979. 8 years later, he was elected to the first term as governor. The tribe had about 250 employees in 1987. Now it has 10,600 or so. The tribe says funding for tribal operations has risen from 11 million in 1987 to more than 750 million annually. Anoatubby's running mate is the current election. In the current election is incumbent tribal Lieutenant Governor Jefferson Keel, also the head of the National Congress of American Indians. Muddy conditions frustrated attempts this past Monday to complete road repairs in central Montana that would give about 300 stranded residents a way out of their rural neighborhood. As more roads deteriorated following yet another round of rain and floods in the area last Sunday night, an emergency official warned that hundreds more Muscle County residents could find themselves with no way to get out. The main route into a cutoff area south of Roundup has been impassable since the Muscle River last week washed out a section of number 4 road. Crews have been working to reestablish an alternative route along Fatig Creek Road, but officials say progress has been really slow. As high waters recede in many areas, the blocked roads in Muscle County illustrate a new problem facing flood-wrecked communities: mud. Authorities say that has rained so much in recent weeks that the ground won't hold any more moisture, nor can many dirt roads support the weight of cars and trucks. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for showing up and coming back again here soon. Come as often as you can. Miigwech.